I wouldn't have taken steroids after. I would have stopped. And also there's a psychological side to it. Maybe more than psychological, maybe it's slightly physical as well.
Though there is no longer any plausible deniability for the professionals that their natural gifts and hard work are the only factors in creating those incredulous physiques, there remains a sense of magic as to how such works of living art are created. Much like that iconic scene from The Wizard of Oz, six-time Mr. Olympia Dorian Yates has pulled back the curtain on professional bodybuilding. As he responds to open interviews, the specifics remain clouded, but the details that can be gleaned are eye-opening. Let's watch. The man, the legend. Dorian Yates has some amazing stats. He competed at 262 pounds and was 291 pounds off-season. The word on the street is he walked around at 300 plus pounds off-season. That's at 5 foot 9 inches. He had a long professional career. He won 15 bodybuilding titles and finished second in 2 contests. The guy is the 4th most successful Mr. Olympia, having won 6 Mr. Olympia titles. Overall, Mr. Yates is an amazing bodybuilder, and he's one of the biggest legends in our sport. 6 times Mr. Olympia bodybuilding legend Dorian Yates has openly discussed his favorite steroid while comparing his past versus current cycles in videos. Ever since retirement, Yates has been known for being brutally honest about his past steroid use, as well as his experiments with drugs such as ayahuasca in recent years. While using steroids and other substances helped him in his pro career, Yates has admitted that he faced some side effects as well. Yates has also often explained the long-term effects of steroids with an example of insulin. People use insulin in medical contexts. However, bodybuilders use it so that muscles can absorb more nutrients. Dorian Yates said that the long-term negative effects of this heavily outweigh the short-term gains and added that insulin, in combination with other substances, is more likely to take decades off of the user's life. I tell the people that I coach and help now, and I advise, saying, look, I'm always honest and I tell you the truth. Yes, I used insulin. Was it positive? In my mind, no, it wasn't, because you would start to lose a little bit of quality, not to mention the negative health effects. Diabetics that use insulin, I think they have like 10 years less life expectancy. So if you're using insulin and steroids and other things altogether, they're becoming a ticking time bomb, Dorian Yates explained. The purpose. The purpose of bodybuilding is to celebrate healthy living and strengthen the body. However, many bodybuilders have passed away at a relatively young age over the last few decades. Dorian Yates highlighted this also previously while commenting, your body can't tolerate this kind of stress as you get older. So we're seeing heart attacks and stuff with bodybuilders now in their 40s and 50s. It's always happened since the 90s. There have been a few guys. Then on the Menace podcast, Dorian Yates talked shop with Dennis James and Milo Sarcev about his first ever steroid cycle, his favorite steroid substance of his career, and how he uses testosterone currently post-retirement. The massive physique. Known as the original mass monster, Dorian Yates ushered in a new era of bodybuilding size during the 1990s and earned himself 6 Mr. Olympia wins in the process. He was then succeeded by Ronnie Coleman, who pushed the boundaries even further, forever altering the mass monster aesthetic so commonly known today. Dorian Yates has no qualms openly admitting that steroids helped him achieve such a massive physique, though it's only in combination with his one-of-a-kind hard work that made it possible. True to form, he spoke unfiltered and in detail during various podcast sessions. When discussing his journey into discovering and using steroids, Dorian Yates was easily able to pinpoint the most effective substance that he used. Without question, his all-time favorite steroid to take was Dianabol. I had emotional contact with that, Dianabol. For me, that was the best steroid I ever took. During the off-season, it was my favorite. If I had to choose a single fucking thing, that would be it. It's the best single steroid you can take. But Dianabol wasn't the first substance he tried upon entering the world of PEDs. Dorian Yates has also opened up about the first steroid cycle he ever took, methandriol. My first cycle, 15 milligrams a day of Tunaject, from which was a methandriol standalone from India with some B vitamins in there. I put on about 20 pounds in 6 weeks. Microdosing testosterone. Dorian Yates, post-retirement, went through some troubles coming off steroids. As many already know, long-term use of steroids can lead to a body no longer naturally making enough testosterone. Typically, an athlete will undergo testosterone replacement therapy to keep their levels normal. Dorian Yates didn't initially do that, and he crashed hard. In the Generation Iron Network documentary, Dorian Yates, the original mass monster, Yates and his family described the struggle he had post-retirement due to quitting steroids cold turkey. Eventually, Yates came around to using TRT, which is a treatment he still uses to this day. But it seems recently he's been experimenting with toning down the TRT and adding in microdoses of testosterone. Then recently, because I'm on TRT, the doctor I'm working with said, "How about we try this? We reduce your TRT and we put little microdoses of HCG to bring the natural, and we have a bit of both." It sounds great in theory, but I did it for 2 weeks and I felt like shit. So I do 200 milligrams over 10 days, but I do 20 milligrams a day subcutaneous. Talking with a few specialists and experimenting with myself, that this causes less disruption as it's like a daily little pulse. That's like 600 milligrams a month. Dorian Yates went on to explain that the use of TRT and other testosterone treatment is only to keep him at healthy normal levels. He is in no way trying to use additional testosterone to build more muscle. It's just about being healthy at this point. I'm not trying to have a high level of testosterone because I want to build muscle. I simply want to maintain my health. Dorian Yates speaking out about his personal steroid use is nothing new. He's also been open about sharing his opinion and warnings about the dangers of massive steroid overuse that seem to be normalized in modern bodybuilding. Yates' main goal is to maintain a healthy life post-retirement and to use his experience and knowledge to speak truthfully about those experiences. Hopefully those words can help not only inspire but educate young bodybuilders to both achieve greatness and maintain a healthy lifestyle.
You know, you can't keep that level of development when you stop taking those hormones. You will come down. It's going to be a physical crash, it's going to be a mental crash.
Increasing steroid use among non-competitors. Steroid use comes with great incentives for people in the fitness, sports, and entertainment industry as it enables them to perform their jobs better. However, a large section of young people and even school-going children are believed to be at least exposed to their use. It is also a noteworthy fact that the risk of using steroids outside professional reasons comes with a great risk with minimal or no benefits in the larger context. Dorian Yates stated that steroid use has not only increased among people that don't even compete, but they're using higher doses than even professional bodybuilders used back in the 1990s. We were using trenbolone in the form called parabolan. It came from France in 76 milligrams. I probably used 2 of those a week. 2 or 3 were accepted back then. That would be the maximum, so around 200 milligrams because it's really powerful and a little bit toxic. Guys are coming to me now that don't even compete and say, "I'm on 800 milligrams of trenbolone." The 59-year-old further stated that steroid use is increasing with each generation. Yates argued that although it helps with recovery and gains initially, there comes a point when they don't add any value. I think each generation of bodybuilders is pushing the chemical envelope a little bit more. What I am told by people that compete or don't even compete, they're just taking it recreationally. I said, "Mate, you're taking more than I took for Mr. Olympia. You don't need that. You're getting the benefit that you want. The recovery, the muscle building with trying to minimize the negative effects, there is going to be a point when you're not really getting any positive effects anyway. It's like a glass of water. Once it's full, Dorian Yates said. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you another time.